Good morning, Denise. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. And Maureen, can you hear me as well?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris Popper here on WDEA. And just to make sure everybody's clear, Denise, you and I have never spoken before.
We have not.
All right. And Maureen, you and I, we speak often, but you have never spoken to Denise prior to today.
That is correct.
All right. We're all looking forward to you coming up this Thursday night, May 26th at the Cross Insurance Center, sponsored by Mainly Eyes. And Maureen, I know that I can't wait. You and we've chatted. We've done these phone interviews for about a month now, and maybe a little bit longer. And I've been getting goosebumps every time that we've spoken. I'm amazed at how you're able to connect with people over the phone, and especially given the cell service here in Maine. But you've got when you're there in person, the connections are just so much more alive, so much more intense, and
Yeah.
I just can't wait for this Thursday night.
I can't either. And it is a huge celebration of life and memories. I call it the most unique family reunion ever. And it doesn't matter where you're seated. If you're meant to get a message, you will. But everyone leaves with a little something, just different than how they came in.
And you walk around the entire ballroom there at the Cross Insurance Center. So that way, I mean, you kind of get that energy so people
Yeah.
know when you need to speak with somebody.
Oh, I might hear like, okay, my brother is in the last row and he's 3 seats over with that white baseball hat on. I want to talk to him. So, I'm hearing in my head, so I'll find you. And then I'm doing readings from the stage as well. So I'm all over the place.
All right. Well, let's talk to Denise. Denise, I'll let you
Yeah.
introduce you to Maureen. Maureen, Denise, Maureen, and Maureen, have at it.
Hi there.
Good morning. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You have very open energy. I love it. So I think
Good.
that you're aware of the signs and the many ways that our loved ones try to get a hold of us. I do think that, you have a bit of a busy mind. So,
A little bit.
always going, always on the go, run, run, run. So I'm asking them to kind of gather when I hear the vibration of your voice. And, there's a super strong male, older male, coming through first. Feels like either father or grandfather, like I'm right here, and he's going to start things off, I think. And then there's also a younger person who passed unexpectedly, trying to reach out. Who are you hoping to hear from today?
Well, that older gentleman will be my grandfather, and I got chills as soon as you said that. But I'm not on the younger person.
So the younger person doesn't feel related. And what it feels like to me is that, and it's a male, that he sees you as a window of opportunity to get a message to others. So, I'm going to have him step aside here, but the grandfather gave me chills as well. Like, he's the strongest one around you. Like, I'm right here. Hey, did anybody have anything going on in the stomach area? That's where I keep feeling it.
He had lung disease, but my grandmother's been a little bit sick. She's had some heart problems.
I want you to keep this in mind because usually with medical stuff, I can get it right on the nose. And so I definitely keep feeling like someone had, like a stomach thing, like liver, pancreas, something like that. And tuck that aside, and chances are you'll probably think of it later, or you run it by your family. And also, I have a dog coming through for you. Doesn't happen. I know we all had dogs, but all of a sudden this kind of, I think a mutt just kind of came up and, hello, I'm the dog. So they crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and they're able to come through. Now, with your grandfather, was he like funny, dry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he keeps making these little, like, under his breath kind of jokes. And is anyone Francis, first or middle?
Yeah, sister.
He had a sister, Francis?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Who passed before him?
Yep.
Yeah, and who lost the baby? There's a baby there too.
My grandmother had a set of twins that both died at birth.
Wow. So showing me, the symbol of the cherub, the baby, that is for the lost babies, the lost children. So, he was reunited there. I know he sits with his wife all the time. M, female?
Her name is Louise, but my mom's name is Mary Ann.
That's it. Okay. Because your mom has the most care for her mother?
Yeah.
Responsibility?
Mostly.
Yeah. Yes? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's thanking her. I just heard the utmost care, and I have chills, and he knows it's not easy. So, and then he's funny about his wife. He said she takes a licking and keeps on ticking. She really does. And they were young when they met. Do you know, like 17, or she was?
Yes, there was always this picture on the wall. It was from one of their first dates. And they went into the old-fashioned photo booth. And I just remember they looked like movie stars, almost like Lucy and Ethel.
Oh, my God, that's funny. But they were young, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were so young and so in love. And I actually thought about getting that as a tattoo, just as a symbol that love can always last.
Yes, it does. Love never dies. That's right. So you let everyone know that he came through. He's watching over. He's not about himself. He's like, never mind about me. I'm fine. I'm fine. And I do think that he almost drowned when he was young. Or there's something about
he was definitely afraid of the water. He had so many
something happened. Yeah.
He hated the water. Hated it.
Yep. Oh my God. All right. Well, lots of love from the heavens above. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Denise, what's your impression? I've got goosebumps. I mean, when you look at it, there are multiple validation points that Maureen has offered that she is connected with your grandfather.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. My face looks like a waterfall right now.
Oh.
In a good way.
Yeah.
I got what I needed. I'm not sure about that younger soul. I'm kind of thinking on that.
Yeah, I think you'll get it later. Do you have a brother?
Yeah, but he's older.
Yeah, but it feels like it's connected to him.
My brother.
I don't know. So it could be a friend of his or something from way long ago, teen years. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
You'll
when I
get
was
it.
in middle school, I had a friend that was handicapped and he died. And he was always deaf. He sat at the table and I always went over and had lunch with him anyway. And that was a young death that hit me really hard. I'm almost wondering if it might be him.
It might be. I mean, if he was young, like teenage years or something like that, then maybe. And do you know either Dan or David?
I have an uncle, David. Yeah.
Okay. And there might be a lot going on with him. There's just like extra prayers that way.
Yep.
So thank you so
much. He's sick right now, and that's my grandfather's brother.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yep, that's it.
He won't be
There's
quiet.
No
what
way.
am I going to do?
My grandpa. He's here.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you so much.
Maureen, I will tell you that when you and I spoke last week and you mentioned about that young child, and if you recall that.
Oh, the balloons.
Yes. Yeah. And I called the mother immediately after our conversation and relayed everything to her. And she is actually coming to the event. She burst out in tears. She started crying on the phone. I started crying on the phone. Everything that you had said, I actually played the call for her. And she said, oh, my God, this was my son. Everything no one could have possibly known. And she had talked about getting tattoos with her husband. You had mentioned the tattoos. You had mentioned the balloons. She said that there were random balloons that pop into her house, into her life.
Stop it.
No, I mean, I will tell you that I was an absolute mess. And thank God this is the last call I have to do with you because, I mean, oftentimes, I get thinking about this and the calls are so spot on. And you definitely made that connection with that little boy, Alexander. And when I spoke to the mother, I mean, she was so overjoyed but she was crying. She was so emotional. And she said, "Oh, this is just what I needed to hear," as she was working on the foundation and everything that was happening last week. So I want you to know that, you know, the difference that you make in people's lives to be able to connect them to loved ones that are in heaven is just amazing. And all I can do is to urge all our listeners to come, be open. Tickets are just $25 in advance, $30 at the door. You can get them at the WDEA.am website. And we're looking forward to just a emotional night, Thursday night, May 26th, where you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, we'll have tissues, but bring some of your own, and you'll be amazed at what you're gonna see and hear.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'm humbled to be the overseas operator.
Well, and at least they're not calling collect. Okay. Thank you very much, Maureen. We'll see you Thursday night.
See you then. Bye-bye. See you then. Bye-bye.